Hi everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, and this is Connor.
Hey guys.
We're going to talk about Hunters, episode 1 of the new show from SyFy. It's called The Beginning and the End, otherwise probably known as the pilot. Well, not they're admitting it or not. So, we tried Winona Earp a couple of weeks ago, and we've stuck with that. It's not a perfect show, but there's potential there. So we're trying another sci-fi show, and this one, it's kind of a group of agents that hunt this specific type of creature that's on the planet. They're kind of humans, but might be aliens or something else entirely. Obviously, that's something the show, I'm sure, will explore as it goes on. That's where the show that had a couple of promising aspects and ideas, but for me, mostly just kind of
Just feels kind of bland. Kind of just sits there for the most part.
yeah. It's weird because I did think there was some good directional moments. I liked that the director decided to not just have it be static as a regular TV show, especially a TV show on sci-fi or basic cable. I find tends to have a look. I feel like this tried to avoid that by having a constant moving and constant handheld, and tried to give it a not like a documentary feel, but it just
It's kind of lo-fi.
yeah, it was going for a style. It had a style.
Yeah.
So I will give it props for that. That said, there was a couple of directional choices that I thought were a bit weird, like the quick flashbacks to his the
The
main guy's,
PTSD things.
yeah, his time
Yeah.
in Afghanistan. I thought those were just kind of looked really cheap. It was like, oh, we can't show anything from a war in Afghanistan, so here's some close-ups of
Just in
him.
general though, like the stuff near the start, creeping around, like I never really felt the tension.
I didn't have so much a problem with the stuff at the start. I mean,
Like it was that, and you know when they were in the house at the start where they thought there was someone there.
no, the house was the house definitely was lacking tension. The stuff where they were sort of going to the mill or whatever it was, the factory.
There was a few moments in there that were good, but overall, I still kind of felt a similar thing where I was just like, it didn't make me feel anything outside of a few specific shots.
See, I find that a really hard thing to judge. Almost no show on the planet can do that in its first scene of its first episode.
Well, I just feel like it should be it should be able to make me feel tension, like that. There's these three people crawling, like creeping around in a building that's abandoned. There's obviously something there. Like I should feel more than what I did.
Possibly, but I still don't think you'd feel that much in the first scene of the first episode. I don't think, because during that scene I was still kind of thinking, oh, this might actually not be bad. Like I was still kind of feeling positive
I
during
was
that
liking
scene.
the look of it, but I wasn't like it. I just felt like I should have been feeling tense in that, but I wasn't. That's the sort of thing like I feel like it was just supposed to feel like you were supposed to be like obviously intrigued is one as to what's going on,
Yeah.
and then you were supposed to feel like this was serious and had some weight to it, like that they were actually doing something important almost. I just didn't get any of that.
Okay. I wasn't down on it yet. It wasn't
Oh,
until
I don't know. It wasn't that I was down on it. I was just like, like.
oh, you sound pretty negative.
See, I'm not meaning to sound negative. It's just it was just kind of already. It wasn't grabbing me,
Don't get
so
me
to
wrong.
speak.
I don't think this opening was great. I just don't think it did anything to. It didn't give me any massive warning signs until after.
Yeah, fair enough.
The main actor, for example, was the first warning sign I had. He's not very good. He
Oh,
has.
it cracked me up when he went in to apologize to the girl. Oh man, that was so bad.
Yeah, the girl who is the daughter of his ex partner, who is presumably dead because now he's looking after his daughter, and she is one of the most one note characters I have ever witnessed on a TV show.
She has one thing, and that is it.
She thinks he wants rid of her.
Yeah,
That's her character.
yeah.
There was a cat. I like the cat.
I was convinced the cat was an alien shapeshifter, and I'm a bit disappointed that it wasn't.
Hey, that could be a twist in episode 2, you never know. There was some really weird moments where I don't know what they were thinking. It was like weird edits like when the alien guy shows up, and I'm assuming they're aliens. I mean, I'm just going to call them that. 'Cause the hunters, I guess. When the hunter shows up at the house to kidnap the wife, it just sort of cuts to him standing there in front of her, and it didn't really make much sense. Like it just felt like an awkward edit rather than them suggesting, oh, he's got teleportation powers, but it felt like it just teleported in front of her.
Yeah, there was a few times I felt like where the woman was walking into the boxing ring. Like that whole sequence just felt off in terms of the editing to me. Like she was taking a step and then she was in the ring, and then the boxing, whatever it was, just edited really weirdly and just looked wrong.
Getting into the ring, I didn't really have a problem with. I just seen that as sort of jumping ahead kind of thing. But yeah, the actual boxing in the ring, it was like someone was trying to cut together a montage, but didn't really know how to do it properly, so it actually had a flow to it.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's a montage shoot, it's not meant to actually connect in the same way that a continuity is typically meant to connect, but there was no flow to it. It felt very stilted, like the speed kept starting and stopping.
That's what I mean. It just felt wrong. It's hard to really describe what it was exactly about that.
And also that this pilot rushes through too much for one episode, despite the fact that it feels like not a lot happened.
There was like 3 times where I thought, oh, this is where it's going to end, because they'd told us so much stuff. They just felt like, oh, this must be where it ends this week.
Because the lead guy is an FBI agent whose wife got kidnapped by these hunters. There's also this secret team going on that's the ones who are on the mission at the start. And their office, I thought was okay. Like, again, like, I thought this could...
It was a dark room.
Well, I just mean, like they're walking and talking, the camera's sort of panning around, and they've got different cubicles and stuff. I felt like, alright, this is an okay base. The boss guy, he's a bit cliched, but, he's not immediately off-putting. Like, I could see this developing after a few episodes, and this could actually grow to be, like, a decent home base or whatever. But as it went on, and the boss guy was talking to more people, specifically the main guy, when he's explaining, like, he's showing him the body and stuff, it started to dip into, like...
the exposition dump.
Yeah, exposition and cheese. But, so yeah, the main guy's wife gets kidnapped, he's looking for her, and then he finds the alien, and then I'm thinking, okay, that should really be the first episode, but then I figured, like, he's going to end up being a part of this team. Like, he's going to be part of this group. That's the only way this show is going to make sense going forward. But they invite him, and not only do they invite him, because I thought that would be the ending. I thought the ending would be the offer.
Yep. Like I said, there's like 3 times where I thought, oh, that's it.
But instead, we actually get to see him go on his first mission in this episode.
Which lasts a whole 2 minutes.
And then on top of that, that first mission ends with the revelation that the aliens have an inside person in the like it was the ETU?
ETU, yeah. Most predictable cliche twist thing they could have given you.
I don't even have a problem with having that twist. I have a problem with it happening this fucking early.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's very predictable anyway. In general, they've got a inside man essentially.
Well, it's predictable, but if you play it smart, it doesn't have to be. If you go all season without even mentioning it, and then someone that you've grown to care about turns out to be a bad guy,
I can think of a very specific show that did that not so long ago.
It can work. Yeah, I can think of 2 or 3 shows that have done it fairly well.
I'm talking very recently.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. And that can work completely fine. Completely fine. The problem is it's used here because they want a hook at the end of the episode so people come back for the next episode. But honestly, when you use this same hook that I've seen used 100 times before, it just makes me go, I'm good.
That was essentially... My feeling at the end of this episode is, what am I supposed to care about to come back? Like, am I supposed to care about the mystery of what they are? Because, does it matter?
It felt really, really vague. One of them was really into music.
Yeah, like, and they make clicky sounds.
The problem, what they should have done, because I don't think the idea of any of this is necessarily bad.
Yeah, the ideas are fine.
But, like, I didn't spend enough time with the wife to care that she was kidnapped.
I feel like, because obviously it started with the opening scene of her in the cage,
mm-hmm.
and then it cuts to, like, however many hours it was before.
Yeah.
And it's like you're supposed to care about her because you know she's going to end up in a bad place, but it doesn't really work.
It's too fast paced.
I also thought it was considering how fast paced it was, I thought it was really weird where they just skipped 48 hours. Because he comes back and he's like, oh, she's like, he puts it, you see him putting it together that she's missing.
Mm.
And he's like phoning, and then it cuts to him like on the phone. And then he's like, yeah, she's been missing for 48 hours.
Yeah, you could have. That's what I'm saying. If you ended, had I been pacing this, had I been plotting this out, I would have had most of the first episode have been him, like in that 48 hours, looking
Yeah,
for his wife,
it feels a really strange time to cut away completely.
and then I'd have him maybe like driving to that house be the cliffhanger for the end of the first episode. Like that'd be something to discover at the end, maybe, and then it'd be the end of episode 2 where he gets the offer to go work for this company, and then the third episode would be the third mission. This would be 3 episodes. If I was pacing this out, this would be 3 episodes of a TV show.
Yeah. I just don't get that. I think it was 72 hours earlier at the start.
Cast a different guy in the main role, but yeah.
Yeah, there's so much weird that just I don't understand why they made so many of these choices.
I don't either. And I hate to assume this, but part of me is like, is it just, do you not know what you're doing? Like, did you not get the coverage you needed for that, so now it's edited weird because that's the only way you could put it together, because the footage doesn't exist to make it flow better?
Yeah, I'm not even sure who to blame. Is it the director? Is it the editors? Like, I just don't know.
I'm definitely blaming that lead actor for him being shit, though.
Yeah, but director probably could have got more out of him as well.
Possibly, but he's Blandy McBlanderson,
That is true.
so
Well, we'll blame the casting director.
yeah, casting directors first in the firing line. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, we're not doing episode 2 of this.
I tell you what it reminds me a lot of that we covered. Colony.
Colony.
Kind of
Yeah,
some
a
good
little bit.
ideas, but it's kind of just bland there. And
Yeah, Colony was better though.
Colony was better.
Colony had just a little bit more. The direction was better.
It had a bit more flair to it.
And the weird thing is I actually praised some of the direction at the start. Well, I say praise is maybe a bit strong, but I do like some of what the direction is here. It's just that, because I'd say this has more style than Colony, but Colony's better polished in that it feels like more experienced people are putting it together.
Yeah, this feels like the director's really good at certain things, but doesn't know how to do a whole show.
He doesn't know how to direct actors, I don't think.
No. No, I can't think of a single good actor actually in this.
Well, I can think of ones that were fine in the sense that they were tolerable and that weren't offensively bad, and then there was bad.
So that's the scale we have here. Not offensively bad to bad. That's not really positive there.
I know. I concede that. But again, it may not necessarily be all the actors' faults. Like some of it may just be, how they've been directed or whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's what I feel like. When they're all like that, a part of me wants to blame the director because I feel like at least one of them should be good.
And they're all just really thin as well. Like they exist purely for what their purpose in the plot is, rather than actually having any sort of layers of depth or.
Yeah, and the thing with the girl daughter person, pretty sure he just sent her off to a boarding school. So what was the point in having such a big deal with her if they're just gonna shove her off to the side anyway?
I guess we'll get subplots next episode with her at boarding school.
Sounds interesting.
Alright, let's wrap this up. That's Hunters on SyFy. Needless to say, we didn't really like it very much. Some okay ideas, and at least it tries to have a style. It had a bleeped F-bomb, which I thought was weird for a sci-fi show.
Kind of felt like if you're going to bleep it out like that, just don't put it in. I mean, I'm sure it's fine for the home release, but it always takes me out when you have it like that.
No, I disagree with that because there's several in Breaking Bad that I would never do without.
Fair enough.
And they were bleeped when they were aired.
Fair enough, then.
So yeah. That's Hunters on SyFy. Let us know what you think in the comments if you watched it. If you're one of what I imagine was 50 people maybe who watched this. Are you sticking with it? If so, why? What did you like about it? And like and subscribe, all that jazz. We'll see you next time.